guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Hitman World of Assassination. In between episodes I got back to where I failed in the ending of the previous episode, so I did everything. I took out the second target, I took out the security camera because I already did it in the previous episodes. And there was also some failing again involved, so I spared you that repetition, and now we need to find a way out of here. And we had an exit over there where I failed at the ending of the previous episodes. But before going there, I just want to get back to the same spot and see if I can make it through where I failed earlier. But I am curious why this exit has a locked symbol on it. Why can't I just use it?
Oh no, buddy, you're not coming through here. Sorry.
Alright.
You heard him. Can't be here.
Probably you need to be, I don't know, in a disguise. But I also would like, as a roleplay, would like to, did I pick up my weapon? Yes. Don't leave any traces. So exit in the same clothing that I entered. That's the ID, so I just need to make it work. The only problem is to get to the exit over there.
Hey, what can you do?
I may have to take out some guys. And I'm not sure whether there are sufficient.
Huh?
I'm not sure whether there are sufficient cabinets and stuff to hide their bodies. So there's one guy walking from left to right and right to left. And there's another dude standing stationary watching over the exit. So either I take them both out, or I somehow distract them both, but yeah, that's pretty tricky. Because if I want to throw a coin further in the hole for me to make my way out there, I will probably could maybe work anyway, so I'm gonna try it. But I wonder whether they will both start looking for that coin. Man, it's so easy to fail now, so and it would be such a shame if I do. But here we go. Will they both go? That's the question.
Stay put.
Ah, shit, only one goes.
There you go.
Right, now I only have 2 coins left, and with this guy I cannot, just like with the security footage in the previous episode, I also lured a guy, but at that time I was in a disguise, so I could pick my coins up, I could play around. Now I cannot. So the idea is, once I see him walking past, I will throw a coin and get him over here.
Find out what that was. Okay. Thumbs up.
Alright, this can be tricky.
Huh?
Holy shit, that was a close call. Holy shit, this is a close call. Holy smack. This is tricky. Alright, I also need to hide their bodies at one point because I don't want any bodies found. On the other hand, if I now immediately exit, their bodies will not be found. There's no time for that. But now the next question is... how to go about that other guy. Will he start looking?
I just heard something suspicious.
Bingo.
Right, so this works, but now I really, if possible, I would like to hide their bodies. I'm not sure whether there are a lot of hiding places nearby. So if not, then I will leave it be. Because I can also overdo it. Like, over here you have these two.
You know what happened last year? Somebody in the crowd actually stole my purse. There was only small money in there, but it kind of tainted the serenity of the event, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, there are no hiding spots here. Because I need... yeah, there are some here. And there are some here, so I could hide them. It is actually possible. But then I need to take out these two ladies as well.
I understand.
Let's just try and do it. Hide all the bodies. So that means getting one of the ladies over here. Very careful. With hiding their bodies. Let's get them all together. I don't want to be too far from the bodies because I think that could be a trigger for them to be discovered randomly. Alright, I'm really overdoing this, but it is what it is. I can already just exit. I like to... This is even not good for my score because my score is not getting any better because the bodies of these two guys wouldn't have been found anyways before my exit. And now I'm only taking more time. And time is actually what gives you more points. But screw it. I just like to roleplay. I like to hide the bodies. Hopefully my game doesn't crash before I do. Very good chance, knowing my luck. Right, and now we have to start hiding 4 bodies in 2 cabinets. Well, I'm pretty sure. Oh, did I move them, all 4 of them? Ah, no, there was one around the corner. I'm pretty sure there is a guy walking around in that room. So I need to check out his routines. Here, these 2 are just stationary.
Drinking 3 shots of brandy in the morning and 3 in the evening.
But that guy over there will probably see through my disguise.
Alcoholism. Yeah, no, I don't have any proof yet, but that's faking it.
I guess we should just be happy that we have a job, right?
Anyway, I've decided to try to get along with my mother-in-law. And even if she wants me dead, I'm gonna counter every nasty little comment with kindness. Hopefully that'll work, because
I can totally easily screw this up still.
Let's get back to work.
Oh shit, these guys are walking around. You're kidding me. Alright, that's a bummer. I thought they would endlessly converse. Alright, that copper actually is not that big of a deal.
to the whole,
He doesn't seem to move to the other side. So, no pain, no gain. Or no risk, no rewards, or whatever the saying is.
Sure, I've thought about it. Boys can have poison brandy, but can wait for the rest of his life.
Alright, 1 down. Holy shit, that was a close call.
I'm never disrespectful.
But now the question is,
Yeah.
putting them in the other locker, this one. Does that copper has an angle on it? Because he walks from left to right at those lockers over there. I don't think he does, right? No, that looks to be pretty okay. I can still easily screw it up. Right, 1 more. Alright, I'm gonna take it safe. And I am going to wait for that guy to stand up and sit down again. If the game doesn't crash, let's pick up a crowbar, by the way. I've read that it's actually quite handy. Yeah, finally I made it. I think both targets down, unseen, nobody's found, not detected. I moved the camera footage. Of course, my time is not good because this took a lot of extra time. But whatever, I'm happy with it. Finally, god damn it. That really took such a long time. Not even that much. 5-star! Yes! First 5-star, finally! Woohoo! Woohoo! Finally! And Silent Assassin. This is like the top score I was aiming for. Finally it worked. Woohoo! Nice! Man, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with this. Alright, area discovered. Keycard obtained, fresh disguise, silent takedown, body hidden. Ah, body hidden also gives you XP. Door unlocked, camera destroyed, frisk passed, recording erased. So doors unlocked really gives you quite good XP. It's nothing for the bonus XPs to the right of the screen, which are in the 20,000s, but still 3,000 for doors unlocked. Alright, then we have elimination, unnoticed kill, melee. Did I do a melee kill? That's probably the lawyer guy that I garroted. Target eliminated, and accident kill. Yeah, that's the other guy, the singer with the defective microphone. Then for the mission, objective completed, unnoticed, silent assassin, you only get 25 XP. Mission completed, targets only. Alright, then we have challenges, basement jack, the lawyer, hold my hair, someone could hurt themselves, how may I serve you, chef stable, piano man, walk on the wild side, recording in progress, 47 out, mission story, our friends electric, I'm ecstatic, the Rockstar Thunderkiss 65 silent assassin. Here for silent assassin you do get 4,000 XP. I have no idea what all these challenges are. I prefer also not to know, not to have everything read out and written out to make it all foolproof. And for me now this level still has a lot to discover, so some replayability. So just try to find it as you explore the level. It's much more fun than a big icon and an arrow on the HUD exactly telling you when to do what where. That's just removes any sense of accomplishment and of exploration. Anyways, preliminary score, objective complete. That was also already in mission. I don't understand. You get like objective complete 20k to the right, but it's also to the left in the middle column to the bottom. But whatever. No noticed kills, nobody's found, no recordings, non-target kill penalty, time bonus. Alright, I'm just checking out what are all the different categories of bonuses or XP, because this is really my aim, to get 5 stars and silent assassin. So I'm really happy after all the chapters before, which was Paris and Sapienza and the tutorial chapter. I only got like 3 or 4 stars, and now finally I got a 5-star rating, so I'm really happy with that. Alright, let's watch the cutscene. Right, we have a new location. And then Obara's machete, a bloody machete that once belonged to Annan Obara. Lethal, Anani Obara. Lethal and suspicious. Right, new weapon. Nice. Enram HV covert. A covert variant of the Enram HV. A modern bullpup shotgun. Agile and effective at close ranges. Fast fire rate and tight spread. Suppressor, quiet, reduced range. Could be helpful, a suppressed shotgun. Agency pickup, garden shed. The ICA can smuggle a briefcase containing a large item to the garden shed on the south side of the hotel. Agency pickup, penthouse. Undercover at the Himapan bar. 47 has infiltrated the Himapan hotel staff and begins the mission as a bartender at the waterfront bar. He begins the mission near the security HUD in the rear courtyards. Tech SMGS, a modern machine pistol, lightweight with an excellent rate of fire and accuracy, comes with a suppressor. Increased rate of fire, suppressor, quiet, reduced range. This one could be quite handy, taking out targets. And quite some rewards, pretty nice.
The body of billionaire media mogul Thomas Cross was discovered earlier this evening, slain by multiple gunshot wounds. Cross was scandalously kidnapped this morning at the funeral of his only son, the claiming rock musician Jordan Cross. A notorious recluse, Thomas Cross has not left his private island in years, and authorities are now looking into a connection between the two deaths.
This was no coincidence.
Not by a long shot. Thomas Cross had billions in hidden offshore accounts, all stripped clean within hours of the kidnapping. Someone wanted the son dead to lure out the father. Someone smart enough to stay in the shadows while we did the wet work, and the Highmoors picked up the check.
A shadow client. Someone got rich. The contract was just. That was a sound problem.
I know you don't care about politics, 47. But ICA is neutral, always has been. Can't allow ourselves to be manipulated. Besides...
It's happened before.
Italy, Morocco, Paris. All our clients got their intel the same way. Anonymous tips from a hidden source. Each contract perfectly legit, yet part of a grander design.
I don't see the pattern.
Somebody does. The board has asked us to chase down this shadow client, and our analysts are closing in as we speak.
I know that tone.
Someone's playing a game, 47. The question is, against whom?
She's so cool. She's an amazing character. In my view. Cool voice. Right, our next mission is Freedom Fighters, and here we have Man, Machine, Party, Smoking Gun. What does this do? Nope. No, we'll look at those later maybe, but first I want to make some progress. I want to reach new levels. These are all levels that I already played before. I don't think I played this one before yet. So that's nice, that's a new one. Let's watch the... Shall we watch the cutscene now or at the start of the previous episode? We can also do both. Alright, let's watch the cutscene.
Good morning, 47. We have a lead on the Shadow client. ICA White Hats have traced the anonymous data received by our clients to one Olivia Hall, brilliant young hacktivist and suspect in a dozen cases of cyber vandalism. Using onion routing with state-of-the-art encryption, Hall went to a lot of trouble to stay untraceable. She is good, but we are better. Her digital trail has led us to a remote farm in Colorado, where satellite footage has revealed what appears to be the training camp for a private militia, led by an already registered target, Sean Rose, Australian environmental terrorist and explosives expert wanted for a series of public bombings. Rose was spotted near the scene of Thomas Cross's kidnapping, which makes him our prime suspect for the Shadow client. Spurred by Eric Soders, the ICA Board of Directors has asked us to infiltrate the farm and eliminate Sean Rose, along with 3 other prominent militia members. Ezra Berg, retired Mossad interrogator, Penelope Graves, former Interpol anti-terror analyst, and finally Maya Parvati, former assassin and gunrunner for the Tamil Tigers. I'll be honest with you, 47. I consider Eric Soder's reasoning hasty and ill-advised. Now, we cannot go against the wishes of the board, but we can conduct our own investigation. Whether a direct threat to the ICA or not, we need to know the Shadow client's true agenda. I will leave you to prepare.
Right, cool. We still have some time in the episodes. How late is it? Yeah, I do have to end it soon. And normally these bios are super long, so... Yeah, we'll maybe read the bios later on, or shall we do it now? Alright, let's read a couple. Sean Rose is a radical activist and bomb maker wanted for several counts of political terrorism. Born in Alice Springs, Rose grew up in a reclusive Marxist collective deep in the Australian outback. The so-called Sons of Solidarity were founded by a radical economics professor from Melbourne, with Rose's mother being one of his acolytes. Allegedly, Rose did not meet a non-collective member until he was 10 years old, when a team of AFP agents stormed the compound. Sean Rose was placed in childcare and shuffled between foster families. At 16, he fell in love with a Canadian left-wing activist and followed her to Vancouver, where he joined her crowd of radical environmentalists whose ideas and rhetoric felt like home. But Rose had a propensity for violence that alienated him from most mainstream groups. Passionate and single-minded, but otherwise socially functional, he was the perfect recruit for the Pristine Army, an anarcho-primitivist terror network committed to fight the spread of civilization and return mankind to its natural state. Over the next years, Rose, who had thought himself explosives, masterminded a series of non-lethal public bombings around the world, but in 2008 the bombing of a supposedly vacated government office in Auckland, New Zealand went wrong and resulted in the tragic death of 2 adults and 7 young children. Rose went underground, and soon after all leaders of the Pristine Army were apprehended. Rose took up freelancing, building bombs for various political and environmental terrorist groups without prejudice. When he spectacularly blew up a Hamsun oil rig, a special Interpol task force was established to catch him. The anti-terror analyst in charge of the manhunt was Penelope Graves, who now appears to have inexplicably switched sides and joined forces with Rose. After months off the grid, Rose resurfaced in New York 9 days ago when he was involved in the daring kidnapping and execution of media mogul Thomas Cross during his son Jordan Cross's funeral. Tracing Olivia Hall's data drops, we have placed Rose at the Colorado farm where he appears to lead a private militia. His mission modus operandi doesn't fit that of the Shadow Client, but at the moment he's a prime suspect. Sean Rose is smart and ruthless, but like all fanatics he is impressionable, an angry idealist yearning for a symbol and a cause. Confident, passionate and self-righteous, Rose is a natural demagogue who sees the world in black and white and rarely tolerates conflicting views. He does not trust others easily and has very few confidants, including his girlfriend, freelance assassin Alma Reynard. On a different note, Rose suffers from acute OCD and obsesses about bacteria and cleanliness. He is extremely meticulous and focuses on symmetry and timekeeping. He usually keeps his disorder under control, but stress has been known to invoke anxiety and attacks. This could prove to be his Achilles heel. Alright, so we can stress him out. Alright, we can kill him anyway. Man, these are super long BOs. A former Penelope Graves, a former Interpol aided anti-terrorist analyst. Penelope Graves is the Colorado militia's new strategic advisor. With an IQ in the upper 190s, Penelope was always an outsider meant for great things. She could speak fluently at the age of 6 months and studied college-level physics at the age of 5. However, she gravitated towards logics, game theory and criminal psychology. After graduating from Cambridge, she became a criminal profiler with the Metropolitan Police Service and later transferred to Interpol, where she rose to become one of their most prolific anti-terror analysts. Here, she briefly led the international manhunt against Sean Rose. One moment. The terrorist whose network she inexplicably now appears to have joined. Our sources at Interpol deny that Graves should be involved in any sort of sting operation. However, according to rumors, Graves recently discovered evidence about systemic corruption and power abuse at the highest level of the UN, only to be shut down by her superiors. Graves was allegedly disillusioned by the incident. A highly analytical thinking, she cares deeply about order and can't tolerate a broken system. This may very well be when she switched sides. But how she got in contact with Rose or what shared cause or agenda might justify her betrayal is as of yet unknown. According to Graves' own psychological profile, she is not only exceptionally intelligent but also deeply empathetic. She nevertheless shows a distinct moral fluidity, making her able to make choices in the service of the greater good that normal people would shy away from. When confronted with the classic trolley problem, Graves would push the fat man onto the tracks without hesitation. Graves could have been a formidable asset to ICA. Alas, she has joined a ruthless terrorist organization and a contract is a contract. Alright. Ezra Burke. Ezra Burke is a retired Mossad agent specializing in chemical interrogation techniques. The son of an Israeli architect, Burke had a privileged upbringing in suburban Tel Aviv. However, during the inspecting of a West Bank housing project, Burke's entire family was taken hostage by Hezbollah and held for ransom. Eventually rescued by Israeli troops, young Burke had nevertheless come to sympathize with the plight of his captors. He was still committed to the safety of his nation, but he came to resent his government's harsh and inhumane treatment of a vastly inferior enemy. Burke studied chemistry and took a particular interest in psychoactive medication. He eventually became an intelligence operative for Mossad, specializing in chemical interrogations, where he earned a reputation for being clean, efficient, reliable, and able to make anyone crack. His methods were hardly ethical, but nevertheless non-violent, and Burke considered his services a lesser evil. Slowly, however, he began expanding his repertoire, dabbling in drug-induced hypnosis, memory wipes, and subliminal mind control. This became too controversial for the Mossad leader, who forced Burke into an early retirement. In 2015, he sold his property in Tel Aviv to allegedly travel the world. He has not been seen since. A polite and soft-spoken gentleman, Burke considers himself a humanitarian who performs necessary duties with the least amount of cruelty and indignity. He is nevertheless willing and able to inflict intense psychological terror and can be recognized by his trademark futureless silicon mask, which he uses to unnerve and terrify his sedated subjects. Wow, what a freak. Right, and Maya Parvati, a former assassin for the Tamil Tigers, Maya Parvati acts as the Colorado militia's training instructor. Born into war, Parvati's father was one of the leaders of the Tamil Tigers. She grew up a nomad and fugitive, raised by soldiers and mercenaries. As a teenager, Parvati became a prolific assassin specializing in tracking, silent infiltration and knife combat. When the Tamil Tigers disbanded in 2009, Parvati fled Sri Lanka and took up work as a freelance pirate in the South China Sea. During this time, she partnered up with the Maelstrom, the mysterious pirate boss behind the 2014 hijacking of the Francis King, a TI-class supertanker. At least one witness placed Parvati at the scene during the hostage crisis and subsequent firefight, which claimed the life of 19 pirates, 8 Chinese soldiers and 25 innocent sailors. 18 months ago, Maya Parvati allegedly lost an arm to a grenade blast during an attack on a Hamsun oil freighter, after which the Maelstrom unceremoniously cast her aside. What was the Maelstrom again? A pirates group. The Maelstrom, but Maelstrom is, it says, she partnered up with the Maelstrom, the mysterious pirate boss. Alright, that boss is called the Maelstrom. That's not his name. It has like a "the" in front of it. It's like a nickname. After which the Maelstrom unceremoniously cast her aside. Parvati dropped off the face of the earth. How she got in contact with Sean Rose and his network, or why she chose to join his cause, is as of yet unknown. Maya Parvati is a warrior deprived of her function. She is strong, commanding and observant, with a blunt and direct demeanor. She might not be able to wield a knife like she used to, but she could still prove to be a formidable foe. Right. Kill conditions. Yeah, we can kill anybody with any method and any disguise. 4 targets is quite a lot. And we will be doing that in the next episode. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you there. And for the meantime, do not forget, always to keep on gaming. See you later.